everyone. Today we are going to discuss the work done in an adiabatic process. In the previous lecture, we have discussed the concept of work done involving an ideal gas. That means that work done was expressed in terms of pressure and volume change. Now, for that work done, we define what is the work done in an isothermal process. So, we have defined a reversible isothermal process and irreversible isothermal process. So, we have defined the relationship and we have worked out some problems on them. Now, we are going to discuss the adiabatic process. What is the work done during an adiabatic reversible process and irreversible process involving an ideal gas. So the heading for today's discussion will be work done in adiabatic process. In adiabatic process. So as the process says, the process is adiabatic in nature. So for an adiabatic process, this Q equals to 0. That means heat remains constant during an adiabatic process. So if heat remains constant, then from first law of thermodynamics we get delta U is equals to work done. This is from first law, because we know that total change in internal energy is equals to heat involved plus work done. So if heat becomes 0, then work done is equals to this delta U, or this delta U is equals to minus P external into change in volume for a finite change, or this is equals to du is equals to minus P external into dV for a very small change. So work done is equals to change in internal energy for an adiabatic process. That means if work is done on the system, so work is positive, work done on the system, there is corresponding increase in internal energy. If work is done by the system, then correspondingly there must be decrease in internal energy. So work done is at the expense of increase or decrease in internal energy of the system. Now we have looked at this du, because we are doing for a reversible process. This is for small change, that is reversible process. So this expression should be used for a small change, means we are a reversible process. Now we have this relationship from heat capacity at constant volume. So du is equals to Cv dt, which is equals to minus P external into change in volume. So we have this relationship d heat capacity at constant volume is defined as rate of variation of internal energy at constant volume with temperature, that is defined as Cv. So we are just assuming over temperature range, this Cv remains constant. So this is Cp, which is equal to du by dt at constant volume. Now look at this. For an ideal gas, this can be written as Pxt is equals to P internal plus minus small change in pressure. So therefore minus P external dV is equal to minus P internal plus minus dP into dV, that we have used the same expression while defining the ideal work done in isothermal process. So this comes out to be minus Pi dV minus plus dP into dV. So look at this, this is a very small quantity which can be ignored, so this is approximately equals to minus Pi dV. So therefore this Pi for an ideal case, this is equals to nRT by V. So minus nRT by V into dV. So we can replace this P external into dV in terms of minus nRT by V. So therefore look at this, for a reversible process, that is for a small change, this Cv dt is equal to P external dV is equal to nRT by V into dV minus nRT by V into dV. Now separating the variables, we get Cv dt by T is equals to minus n R dV by V. For 1 mole of an ideal case, we can write out this as simply 1. N equals to 1 means for 1 mole of an ideal gas, we can simplify, then later on we can include for n moles of gas. Now, change is reversible, process is taking place in infinite numbers of states, so the resultant net value will be, we have to integrate from initial temperature Ti to the final temperature Tf, and from initial volume Vi means what is this is the volume at temperature Ti, and at Tf the volume is Vf. So therefore this can be written as Cv dt by T is ln Tf upon Ti is equals to minus R ln Vf upon Vi. Now we have to find the relationship between temperature and volume for an adiabatic reversible process. So therefore look at this. Let this be equation 1. Now we have look at this Mayer's relationship. Cp minus Cv is equals to R for 1 mole of an ideal gas. So dividing this by Cv, we get Cp by Cv minus 1 is equals to R by Cv. Cp by Cv, this is defined as Poisson's ratio gamma. So gamma minus 1 is equals to R by Cv. So we have looked at this equation. So R by Cv is equals to gamma minus 1. So therefore this equation can also be written as ln Tf by Ti is equals to minus R by V Cv ln Vf by Vi. So make it equation 1. So we have looked at this R by Cv is equals to gamma minus 1. Now in terms of logarithm with base 10, this can also be written as we convert this lesser logarithm into log with base 10, then a factor this 2.303 comes into picture, and that will cancel out here. So this can be written as is equals to R by CV log VI by VF. Now for this we inverse this logarithmic ratio, or we can say look at this log TF by TI is equal to R by CV. R by CV is gamma minus 1 log VI by VF, or we can say log TF by TI is equal to log VI by VF gamma minus 1 . Now proceeding further, so we have this, therefore TF upon TI is equals to VI upon VF raised to the power gamma minus 1, or this can be written as TF VF gamma minus 1 is equals to TI VI raised to the power gamma minus 1. So final temperature into final volume raised to the power gamma minus 1, where gamma represents the Poisson's ratio, which depends on the atomicity of the gas, is equals to initial temperature into final volume raised to the power gamma minus 1, or simply we can say temperature into volume raised to the power gamma minus 1 is always a constant for an adiabatic reversible process. So either we have this equation or this equation. So this represents an adiabatic reversible process, temperature pressure relationship, so temperature and volume relationship for an adiabatic reversible process. So if you look at this, this depends on the atomicity of the gas, because this gamma changes with the atomicity of the gas. For monoatomic gas, it was found to be 1.66. For diatomic, 1.4. For polyatomic, this is 1.3. So we have to see the value of this gamma for the atomicity. So while doing the sums, we have to be very careful about the nature of the gas, whether the gas is monoatomic, diatomic, or polyatomic. Now this is temperature volume. Now let's find out pressure volume relationship for an adiabatic process. So take this equation, TF upon TI is equals to VI upon VF raised to the power gamma minus 1. Now for an ideal gas, PV is equals to nRT, or if n is equals to 1 mole of an ideal gas, we can use PV is equals to RT. So therefore T is equals to pressure volume by R if n equals to 1 mole of an ideal gas. So we have this temperature is equals to pressure volume divided by R. So this ratio, temperature, can be replaced from this equation. Temperature is pressure final volume final divided by R divided by pressure initial volume initial divided by R, which is equals to VI divided by VF raised to the power gamma minus 1. So this R or R will cancel out. So therefore look at this, we have pressure final divided by pressure initial into volume final by volume initial is equals to VI divided by Vf raised to the power gamma minus 1, or we say Pf divided by Pi is equals to Vi divided by Vf into Vi divided by Vf raised to the power gamma minus 1, or we can say Pf divided by Pi is equals to Vi divided by Vf raised to the power gamma. So we have this pressure volume relationship, or this can be written as Pf Vf raised to the power gamma is equals to Pi into Vi raised to the power gamma, or we can say pressure into volume raised to the power gamma is equals to constant. So this gives you the relationship between pressure and the volume for an adiabatic reversible process. So this is temperature volume relationship. So we have this. This is pressure volume relationship. Now we have to find the pressure and the temperature relationship for a process undergoing adiabatic reversible change. Now to find the pressure and temperature change, we can convert this volume in terms of pressure. So again look at this, for an ideal gas, for an ideal gas, V is equals to nRT by P, or for 1 mole of an ideal gas we can say RT by P if n equals to 1 mole of an ideal gas. So replacing this volume in terms of temperature and pressure, we get Tf divided by Ti is equals to Vi. Vi is Rti by Pi divided by Rtf by Pf raised to the power gamma minus 1. So R will cancel out. So this gives you Tf by Ti is equals to Ti by Tf raised to the power gamma minus 1 into Pf divided by Pa raised to the power gamma minus 1. So this equals to Tf divided by Ti into Tf by Ti 1 minus gamma, which is equals to Pf by Pi gamma minus 1. So we say this is Tf by Ti raised to the power minus gamma is equals to Pf by Pi raised to the power gamma minus 1, or this can be written as Ti by Tf raised to the power gamma is equals to Pf by Pi raised to the power gamma minus 1. So this gives the relationship between temperature and the pressure in case of a reversible adiabatic change. So therefore this can be written as Ti raised to the power gamma Pi raised to the power gamma minus 1 is equals to Tf raised to the power gamma Pf raised to the power gamma minus 1 or T raised to the power gamma, P raised to the power gamma minus 1 is always a constant. So this is how we define the relationship between temperature, pressure, volume, pressure, volume for a reversible adiabatic change. Now once we define this relationship between the various parameters, that is temperature volume, pressure volume or temperature pressure, now we have to find the expression of the work done. So coming to the expression of work done for a reversible adiabatic process, means work done in reversible adiabatic process. So we have work done, adiabatic and reversible. Now we have find the relationship for an adiabatic process. This du was equals to work done, and we have found this du is Cv dt, which is equals to minus P external into change in volume. So therefore look at this, work done is equals to Cv dt, which is equals to Cv T2 minus Ti or T final minus the initial. And we also have this relationship, we have just defined gamma minus 1 is equals to R by Cv. So therefore Cv is equals to R divided by gamma minus 1. So we can include here. So therefore work done, that is adiabatic reversible, is equals to Cv. Cv is R divided by gamma minus 1 Tf minus Ti. So this is involving 1 mole of an ideal gas. But if n moles of ideal gas are involved, so the general expression is work done adiabatic reversible is equals to nR divided by gamma minus 1 T final minus T initial. So this is the expression of work done involving n moles of an ideal gas during a reversible adiabatic process. So we have this final expression. Now we have to find the work done during adiabatic irreversible process. So we have work done adiabatic irreversible process. So irreversible process means the process which is taking place in a finite numbers of steps, that is change is large. So we have this delta U is equals to work done, or we say Cv delta T is equals to work done, which is equals to minus P external into change in volume. So therefore look at this. This is the expression of work done. So we say Cv T final minus T initial. The change is irreversible. So this equals to minus T external final volume minus initial volume. So this is equals to work done. So therefore look at this, Cv T final minus T initial, which is equals to minus T external. For an ideal gas, volume is N R T final divided by P final minus N R T initial divided by P initial. PV is equals to nRT. So therefore, CV is equals to TF minus TI, which is equals to minus P external T final by P final minus T initial by P initial into nR. So this is the expression of work done. So if initial and final temperatures are given to you, then we can easily define the values of work done, or if initial temperature and final temperature, initial pressure and final pressures are given, then also we can define this. So this is work done against a constant external pressure. Expression for work done against a constant external pressure. But if work done is under free expansion, so for a free expansion process, means expansion of gas in vacuum, free expansion. So for a free expansion, P external is equals to 0. So if P external is 0, so work done is equals to minus P external into change in volume. So this comes out to be 0. So if work done is 0, then delta U will also be 0. So if delta U is 0, then again delta H will also be 0. So all the parameters will be 0 for this free expansion process. So this is work done adiabatic reversible against a constant external pressure. This is the expression of work done reversible adiabatic process, which is nR divided by gamma minus 1 TF minus TA. So this is the expression of work done under adiabatic reversible and irreversible process. Now we'll compare the magnitude of work done in isothermal and adiabatic process involving an ideal gas. So we have looked at this for ideal gas under isothermal, PV is equals to constant isothermal. For adiabatic, we have just derived the relationship PV raised to the power gamma is equals to constant for adiabatic process, and this gamma, the value of gamma is always greater than 1. So if you look at this, the value of gamma being greater than 1, this quantity pressure into volume raised to power some finite value, this will always be greater than the isothermal value. So when we make this graph, because this work done represents area under the graph, so this is pressure, this is volume. If suppose this is the starting point, initial, now this undergoes expansion process, then the nature of graph will be almost same. This is the final state. So when you look at this, gamma being always greater than 1, the slope of this adiabatic curve will always be greater than the slope of isothermal, because in this case slope is you have to get raised to power 1, so it becomes slope becomes 1. Look at this, if the gamma being greater than 1, the slope of this adiabatic curve will always be greater than the slope of isothermal process. So this represents isothermal, this represents adiabatic. So look at this, this is the slope for this isothermal tangent at any particular point, so this will be the slope for this adiabatic. So the area under the graph represents the work done, so therefore the work done for this adiabatic process. This is the net work done for adiabatic process. So this is work done adiabatic, this area. Whereas for an isothermal process, the net work done is this area. This represents the work done isothermal process. So from this we find the work done during an isothermal process is always, the magnitude is always greater than work done during an adiabatic process. So the total area under the graph for this isothermal, this is a graph for isothermal, which is always greater than this area under this adiabatic graph. So the red shaded portion is for adiabatic and the blue shaded portion is for isothermal. So we say the magnitude of work done during isothermal process is always greater than the magnitude of work done during an adiabatic process. So this is the comparison of the isothermal and adiabatic work. So we have this equation. So this equation is to be carefully observed. Pb raised to the power 1 is equals to constant for isothermal. Pb raised to the power gamma is equals to constant for adiabatic. Gamma is always greater than 1 because this depends on the atomicity. Monoatomic is 1.66, diatomic is 1.4, polyatomic is 1.33. So this is always greater than 1. So the slope of adiabatic graph in Pb graph should be greater than that of isothermal. So in this case, the area under the graph for isothermal is always greater than area under the adiabatic graph. So the net work done during isothermal is always greater than net work done during adiabatic process. So we'll work out some problems on this adiabatic work done. So look at this problem. In an insulated container. So question says insulated container means there is no heat exchange between system and surrounding. That means process is adiabatic. 1 mole ideal gas is reversibly expanded at 600 Kelvin to 300 Kelvin. So this is initial temperature, this is final temperature expansion. Means during adiabatic expansion, temperature decreases. Calculate the work done by the gas if the gas is monoatomic and if the gas is diatomic. So question clearly says this is adiabatic because question says insulated container heat flow is 0. Adiabatic and reversible process. So the expression of work done is work done adiabatic reversible CV N R by gamma minus 1 T final minus T initial. This was the expression used for defining work done in an adiabatic reversible process to NR by gamma minus 1. So we have looked at this first step, monoatomic gas. So for monoatomic gas, gamma is equals to 1.66. So we have N is given as 1. So therefore, work done is equals to N is 1, R is 8.314, gamma is 1.66 minus 1, final temperature is 300, initial temperature is 600. So this must be in terms of joule. So this is difference is negative, so work is negative here. So 8.314 into 300 divided by 0.66 joule. Work done is negative, so work is done by the system, work done by the gas. But if the gas happens to be diatomic, the second case, for diatomic, gamma is equals to 1.40. So therefore, work done is equals to N. N is 1, R is 8.314, delta T is minus 300. This difference, minus 300 divided by gamma is 1.4 minus 1. So this is minus 8.314 into 300 divided by 0.4 joule. So this is how we define the work done during a reversible expansion process when the temperatures are given to you. So in this question, look at this question, it says this is insulated, so meaning thereby heat flow is 0, adiabatic temperature is decreased, that means during adiabatic expansion work is done by the system, internal energy of the system has to decrease. If the internal energy decreases, temperature of the system has to decrease. That means during adiabatic expansion process, temperature always decreases. So initial was 600, final is 300. Gas is monoatomic, so gamma is 1.66. Diatomic, gamma is 1.4. So we have to use the value of gamma for this mono and diatomic gas. Now coming to the second question, 2 moles of an ideal monoatomic gas with CV 12.55 joule per Kelvin mole expands irreversibly and adiabatically from initial pressure of this value against a constant external pressure until temperature drops from initial value to the final value. What is the work done by the gas and its final volume? So question says this is adiabatic and irreversible against a constant external pressure. So we have to find the work done. Final initial temperature is given, initial pressure is given, external pressure is given. So we have this work done. Work done is equals to delta U for an adiabatic process. So therefore look at this. This work done is equals to CV delta T, or we say CV T final minus T initial. So value of CV is given here. T final, T initial is given, so we can use the value. So 12.55 joule per Kelvin per mole. Temperature final is 275 minus initial is 325. So this is work done joule per mole. So this work done must be negative, so it's a work done by the gas. So this work done is negative. Now question says find the final volume of the ideal gas. We have these 2 moles of ideal gas, monoatomic gas undergoing expansion. So therefore look at this. Again look at this, we have this work done is equals to minus P external into change in volume. So therefore this is minus P external final volume minus initial volume. So we have this work done. We have this external pressure. Initial pressure is given to you. We have to find the final volume. Now, assuming this is ideal gas, we have to look at this. we have to find initial volume. So for ideal gas, VI is equals to N R Ti divided by Pi. So N is given as 2, R is the constant, Ti initial temperature is given 325, initial pressure is given as 1013 into 10 to the power 6 Pascal. So we have this VI. Then we have to find the value of Vf. P external is already given here, that is 101 into 10 to the power 5 Pascal. So therefore, using this, we have W is equals to minus P external Vf minus Vi is nRTI by Pi. So we have all these values except this Vf. Now we can easily find the value of final volume. P external, nRTI, Pi, and work done is given here. So we have to find the values of the final pressure volume of the ideal gas after this expansion from this initial temperature to the final temperature, that is work done by the gas. Making one correction here. This is work done involving 1 mole. So for n mole, you have to multiply this by n. So this is n. So multiply this by 2. That is 2 moles of ideal gas. So this is the work done. So looking at this question, an ideal monoatomic gas with Cv equals to 1.5 R, initially at 298 Kelvin, temperature 1013 to 10 power 6 Pascal, expands adiabatically until it is an equilibrium with a constant external pressure of this value. Calculate the final temperature of the gas. Question clearly says against a constant external pressure. That means this is an irreversible process. So we have this process to be adiabatic and irreversible process. Cv is given as 1.5 R. Initial temperature, initial pressure is given until the final pressure comes out to be 1.013 into 10 to the power 5. Means external pressure and the final pressure remains same. What is the final temperature of the gas? So therefore look at this. For adiabatic irreversible process, we have the expression of work done, that is work done is equals to delta U, which is equals to Cv delta T. So therefore work done Cv delta T. So we have Cv. For n moles of ideal gas, we have n Cv delta T, final temperature minus initial temperature, which is equals to minus P external into change in volume. So this is equals to minus P external change in volume, V final minus V initial. So therefore look at this minus P external V final, that is T final by P final minus T initial by P initial into N R. So look at this. This is N Cv T final minus T initial is equal to this value. So N will cancel out. Now look at this. We have to find the value of the final temperature. We have to define this Tf. Ti is given as 298. Final pressure, look at this, until it is an equilibrium with constant external pressure of this. So final pressure is equals to P external. We have Pi given, Ti given, Cv given. We have to find the value of initial temperature. So therefore look at this. Cv T final minus T initial is equal to minus T external, T final by P F is P external minus Ti by Pi into R. So all the values are given except the final temperature. So we have to solve this equation to find the value of final temperature. So we have look at this. Cv is given as 1.5 R. Then Tf minus Ti or Ti is given as 298. P external is 101 minus 3 into 10 to the power 5. We have to find Tf. P external is final value 1013 into 10 to the power 5 minus Ti 298, Pi 1013 into 10 to the power 6 into R. R and R will cancel out. So these R will cancel out. So we are left with this T final. We have to solve this equation to find the values of the final temperature. So this is how we use the expression of work done to find initial temperature or the final temperature, or to find the initial volume or the final volume, or the initial pressure or the final pressure. So all these can be defined provided we know the process, whether the process is adiabatic or isothermal, then whether the process is reversible or irreversible. So accordingly we will use the expression of work done to find the values of pressure, temperature, volume, etc. So these are some of the examples by which we can find temperature also, we can find the pressure also, we can find the work done, we can also find the volume of the gas during expansion or compression process. So this is all about work done during adiabatic process. Now we'll show the graphical representation of work done under various process. So we'll take up one by one. I'll just show you the graph, how from the graph we can derive the values of work done. This is pressure, this is volume. Suppose this is initial starting point. This is isobaric. This is isochoric. So during isochoric, work done is 0. Isobaric, total area under the graph is this. So the maximum work is during isobaric process. Then we have this adiabatic. This is isothermal. So therefore look at this. Area under the graph is maximum for this isobaric. So work done during isobaric is greater than work done during isothermal, which is greater than work done during adiabatic, which is greater than work done during isochoric process. We have to find the area under the graph. This is pressure, this is volume. Now suppose a particular gas is moving from one state to another state. Suppose, look at it, this is the initial state and this is moving into the final state. This is initial, this is final. Then the net work done, this area represents the net work done during the change. Suppose this is pressure, this is volume. If the system changes from this is the initial state A, this is the final state B, then the net work done is area under the graph. So this represents the work done. Pressure, volume. If the changes, if this is final state, this is final state, then this area, this is the net work done. So this simply says work done is a path dependent process, or if the process is like this, changing from state A to state B, then this area under the graph, this represents the net work done. Or if the gas is undergoing a cyclic process, undergoing a cyclic process, suppose this is undergoing a cyclic process in this way. This is A, this is B, this is C. So A to B, B to C, C to A. Then the net work done is area of this triangle. So work done is equals to area of triangle ABC. So this is half base. Base is BC into altitude, that is AB. Now this AB or BC can be defined in terms of pressure and volume. This is pressure, this is volume, pressure, this is volume. So look at this. This is P2, this is P1, this is V1, this is V2. So therefore work is equals to half BC. BC is V2 minus V1. AB is P2 minus P1. So in terms of the pressure volume, we can define the work done. So this is for a cyclic process, or if the system is going work in a circle type. Suppose we have this. Process. This is moving in this way. Now the net work done is this area under the graph. This area, this is the net work done. If this is the center of circle, then this distance, this is the diameter. So therefore work done is equals to area of circle. So area of circle is pi r square. So that is pi r means the diameter, half of diameter. So look at this. Suppose this is V1, this is V2. So this distance is equals to the diameter, or this is P1, this is P2. So therefore this is pi, diameter is V2 minus V1 by 2 square, which is equals to pi P2 minus P1 by 2 square. So this is how we define the net work done from the graph. So area under the graph represents the net work done during any particular process. So this simply trying to convey that work done is an path dependent function which depends on the distance traveled or the path taken by the substance during its transformation. So suppose this is pressure volume, the system A, this is A initial, this is final. So this A to B by, suppose this is root 1, A to B by root 2, A to B by root 3. Now system is moving from A to B by 3 different routes. This is root 1, root 2, root 3. Now we have to compare the work done. Now when the system moves by this root 3, area under the graph is the least. When the system moves from A to B by this root 2, area under the graph comes out to be the maximum. So we have to find the total area under the graph. So total area under the graph is maximum if this goes by root 2. So therefore work done during root 2 will be greater than work done during root 1, which is greater than work done during root 3. So this is simply based on the area under the graph. So simply trying to convey that work done is an path dependent function. So this is all about the concept of work done involving an ideal gas under isothermal process and adiabatic process. So hopefully you enjoy the class.